Welcome everyone. I'm John Keese. I'm the Mayor of Little Canada, and welcome you here today for the dedication of our new Public Works building. The current Public Works building down in Ryan Industrial Park, they started using that in 1979. And when you go down there now and look at it, you go, you feel sorry for the guys. It's a little dark and grungy, you know. I would think they would have been calling themselves cave dwellers, but now they'll come up here and have some light. So, a little history about this. We're on the site of the old Brings Onion building, and thank you to Ducharmes, and there's actually some information on that and Brings in there. So we were able to work with them to obtain this site. So that was very good. We obtained this in 2013. Once the site was selected, we needed to go out and get our architect and our construction management firm, and we did some searches for that. And for the architect, we chose Ortel Architecture, and for the construction management firm, we picked James Steele, and they were very good choices. We're very pleased with the work they've done. A construction committee was selected, and they met over 6 months, and they really defined the requirements for this building and worked throughout with the architect and the construction management to get this done. And finally, construction of the building began in September 2014 and completed in May of this year. And they're moved in here now and working out of here. And it's, from everything I know, it's going very well. So let me give you a few features of this new building. This building is 25,000 square feet. We now are able to house both the Public Works and the Parks Maintenance Department in here. And it's double the space that the two of them have had. So that's really a nice feature of this. They can both be here. We have plenty of room for all the equipment, get it inside and save some of that. There's a maintenance area with 2 bays and a vehicle lift. If you look right down here, in the old building, there really wasn't a maintenance area and there wasn't a vehicle lift. Whenever they wanted to do something down there, they had to rearrange trucks. Trucks had to be pulled out, trucks had to be pulled in, and it was a game of, puzzle, let's move the pieces and get it done. Now they're going to have dedicated areas to do that. And again, all of that will go to increase our productivity. There's a dedicated wash bay down on the end here too. And again, in the old building, there was no wash bay, same thing, take them out and wash them and then we'll bring them back out. Here, there's a wash bay. It's got the pressure hoses. It's got the underwash to get the bottoms of the trucks. And this is really important for the maintenance of the equipment to keep it up to date. The salt is really tough on a lot of these trucks, so that's a nice feature. The office area that we have through this door includes men's and women's restrooms and locker rooms. Down in the old building, there was no locker room, so that's nice. There's a kitchen and lunch / training room, and the old lunchroom was very small. This one is a nice size. The lunch and training room can easily hold all the employees, so that meetings can be held down there, education can be done down there. So again, it's going to make it a lot easier for the people working out of here to increase their productivity, get together. There's 2 supervisor offices, one for Public Works and one for Parks. And then there's an open office and a map room, and in there they'll keep the charts on where our water lines, sewers, and all the different types of things. We have a new salt shed, and that's back in the corner of the lot. The nice thing about that, the old salt shed that we had down in Ryan Industrial Park only held 70 tons of salt. In an average winter, depending on how bad the winter is, they'll go between 200 and 400 tons of salt. So what would happen is, after a couple of events, they would have to take the dump trucks and start going over Ramsey County to get additional salt and bring it back. You know, maybe multiple trips, and then they would use that. So the nice thing here is that they'll be able to order all their salt at one time through the Minnesota State contract, and it'll be delivered here. So there won't be the running around that they had to do. Everything will be right here. And again, as you look around, the new building has state-of-the-art lighting, heating, venting and cooling equipment and controls. And lastly, and the one I like the best, is this has a lot of natural light. I referenced the cave down there. I was down there a couple weeks ago with Bill Dirks, and I kind of looked around and I went, wow, there really was no lighting at all, natural lighting. When the doors close, it's pretty dreary in there. So if you look up, there's skylights in the roof that let in light. Along the east side here, there's lights or windows that let the light in. All of the doors have windows in them to let the light in. So it really makes it a more positive and healthy environment for all the people that work here. So going back to how this all started, other than we needed it, I think back in 2004, the first year I was on the council, and Bill Blesner was our mayor, we had a goal-setting session, and the replacement of the Public Works building came on. And over the years, we have purchased a piece of property and then sold it because it wasn't quite right. We've looked at about 10 other places, and either they weren't appropriate or we didn't like them. And finally, we came to this one, and this is just ideal. So going back to that, Bill was kind of the driving force behind this building and getting it moving. Every year, it was on the goal-setting session. Every year, he goes, all right, what are we going to do this year? Finally, in 2013, I'm trying to remember, he stood up at one of the council meetings and he said, all right, that's it. I'm doing what did he call it? A mayoral mandate. Now, I'd never heard of one of those done before in Canada, but he stood up and said, we're going to build this. It's going to start now, and it's going to be done by the end of 2014. Fortunately, we didn't finish it by the end of 2014, and unfortunately, Bill passed away last December, so he's not here to see it and enjoy it with us. So because of that, we're going to dedicate this building to Bill Blesner in his memory. And here today we have Grace Blesner, and she's going to come up and say a few words.
I would like to thank all of you for coming today to celebrate with us the dedication of this Public Works and Parks building in honor of Bill. Bill knew this day was coming. The City Council visited him at home last December. I presented him with a replica of the plaque. It was a very special, of course, and emotional visit, and I feel Bill is with us today. Well, some might say, what's a big deal? You know, it's just a building. Well, it is a big deal. This project was very close to Bill's heart. He would be and is so beyond proud of this day and this building. It all started about 30 years ago when Bill was first on the council. He became the liaison to the Public Works Department, a role which he embraced. Early on, one of the employees asked Bill to come on down and see our Public Works building, stating that it was inadequate. He might have used stronger words than that. It was obvious to Bill that the building was not designed for a public works operation. So for all these years, the construction of a true public works and park facility was on Bill's bucket list. And the location. As John mentioned, the city looked for a suitable location for several years. And how fitting that this choice of this property to construct this facility was on the former Briggs property, which John mentioned, the Ducharme family business. And that made it even more special for them and for the city. And Patty Ducharme Cohen is here with us today. What a perfect transition. Bill was very involved in the development of this building from the beginning. Last summer, every time we went out for a doctor's appointment or errands, on the way home he'd say, drive by the city garage. Well, this happened many times. And each time, we'd even drive in a little and he'd look. He knew exactly what had gotten done since the last time we were by. He knew this building. He was so very proud that this project moved forward. I think even he would be a little emotional today to see the completion of this improvement for the city. Bill always had a very special connection with the Public Works Department from the very beginning as the council liaison. I believe Bill would like to say a special thank you to Bill Dirks, our Superintendent of Public Works. Bill enjoyed working with him for 10 years. As well, a special thank you to the entire Public Works and the Parks Department, all of you guys again. On behalf of Bill, thank you to all that had a part in this project. Many are listed in the program. I would like to thank the mayor and the city council for their support of this project, as well as all the former mayors and council members that Bill served with over the years. A special thank you to Joel Hansen, our city administrator, and to Kathy Glanzer, our city clerk. They supported Bill very thoroughly throughout all his years with the city, and especially during our journey last year. Bill loved the city. Little Canada is a small town, and as such, Bill and I had the opportunity to get to know many people, including residents and employees, and to call very many our good friends. Again, thank you for this tribute to Bill.
Well, I'm Bill Dirks. I'm the Public Works Superintendent with Little Canada, and I've been the Public Works Superintendent since 2005, so 10 years. And we've been looking to get a new shop for quite a few years, and for whatever reason, things didn't work out, and now we were able to get this great piece of property, and we put a management or a planning team together, and I was a part of that planning team, and we kind of worked with the architect and the construction management company to get to where we are here. There are 4 full-time Public Works personnel and 2 Parks personnel, and then we have 7 seasonal employees in the summer. We do streets, sewer, and water maintenance, so You know, this time of year we're out repairing roads, we're doing routine maintenance on sewer lines, cleaning those, make sure those are flowing. We're doing a lot of storm sewer work, fixing catch basins, cleaning them, working on storm sewer pipes, water main work, you know, hydrant maintenance, gate valve maintenance, exercise. We exercise gate valves and hydrants every year just so we know they're working. So if there's a fire, the fire department can show up and just turn the hydrant on and it's working. You know, and as far as the building itself, I just think that it's so much more airy and the natural light. Like I said, it's such a much better working environment than the two buildings that they were working out of. It's pretty dark and dreary in those buildings and cramped, and they have plenty of room now to spread out and do the work they need to do. The productivity can be spent out on the streets rather than jockeying around in here in the shop. And so with the dedicated maintenance bays and the wash bays, all that stuff is just going to make for happier employees, better maintained equipment. I mean, they do a great job now with the equipment, but it's just going to be that much better.
Sure. Okay, my name's Troy Corbett. I'm Vice President of James Steel Construction. We're here at the Little Canada Maintenance Building dedication, and I'm just going to give you a quick tour of the facility. We're standing in the very large vehicle storage bay. Great big space here, can fit everything inside, and we'll move on to the wash bay here. This wash bay is state-of-the-art. We have an undercarriage wash so the trucks can come in from the outside, use the hot seat pressure washer sprayer to hose down and wash the trucks. We have a large trench drain in the floor of this maintenance bay. A couple of the air and hose reels here for water supply and air supply. We have infrared heating systems throughout, a welding exhaust arm. He'll be able to pull this down and put the exhaust right over his welding area and turn it on, and it'll suck all the air up.
Mayor Blesner was the driving force in this building, and he was always very interested in public works. I mean, he's stopped in City Hall all the time, and he always stopped down in my office to ask what was going on. He always was curious about the reconstruction project. Always had that curiosity about what we did, and you know, he would come out and see us in the field working, and he was a part of all those planning meetings. And even when he was in California, he teleconferenced in with us, and so he was on the phone there and part of that discussion still. And he had tremendous input, he had great ideas, and he was definitely a champion of getting us a building that made sense for us, that, you know, we got a lot of great stuff, and we're very happy with that, and Bill was a key factor in all of that. I really enjoyed working with Bill.